Hello dear friends, I promise you this video is gonna be incredibly miscellaneous and also forgot to say, hope you're doing well. In this video I would love to share with you the ideas which I have actually learned from teachings of Owen Cook from RSD. And I'm not quite sure whether he's the guy who discovered this, slack in the matrix, or he has learned it from someone else, but continuing our delving into the nature of our desires and thus the operations of our brain and actions in our lives, I would love to introduce you the idea of so-called, I will use a gimmick because this way we remember things better, actually the thing from copywriting. That's the I like how much of conspiracy you can think is there into this in this term, but when I will break it down to you in less than a minute, you will find out that it's actually incredibly simple, but still you, me, are getting caught in this damn loop again and again and again. Or maybe that's just me. Who knows? Societal trance. And right now, I would love to ask you one question. What would you be looking for if you were stranded alone on the island? And yes, that's not a game where you are supposed to say the things which start with the first letter of your name. No, just think of it, perhaps for 5 or 10 minutes, seconds, and just form this list for yourself. And please do this, because only by engaging with this video you will be able to reveal some insights for yourself. I'm waiting. Well, in my mind 10 seconds have elapsed, therefore let's continue. I am totally sure that what you have said is water, food, shelter, and I don't know, maybe guitar to not die completely from the boredom. Did you mention anything like the food from Elite Market? Did you say guitar of Fender brand? No affiliation whatsoever. Or did you say Evian water? No, you did not. And here we step into the next progression of our thought process. So if the value of these things in the most raw survival environment is simply the inherent value of things, but not the labels on them, then why is it so that we can feel somehow inferior to those who possess the materialistic things which are labeled with I don't want to just give the free promotion to all those brands, so you just can figure this out for yourself. And again, I would love to add the thing why I think, I assume I am able to say about the things of this kind pretty confidently is because I had to move from Ukraine to Iceland, and I have been working in some factory as dishwashing guy, and I have been earning $3,500 per month, which is essentially the life goal of Ukrainian people, perhaps even a bit too high. So top managers in Ukraine who just get their salary earn as much as, again, dishwashing guy in Iceland. And do not create any fantasies. The prices in Iceland are 5x higher in Ukraine. Therefore, the lifestyle is still pretty dope due to the overall average quality of the existence of people over here. But the idea still remains that I literally has been taken from one range of prices, numbers, and whatever our minds have come up in order to do the thing which I'm about to tell you. I have been put into the other one. Actually, Iceland is an extremely interesting example because here, this hierarchy, which I am finally introducing you to, is not that obvious. I mean, I haven't even seen it here so much. So basically, due to the incredibly, comparing to the average world's standards, wealth of the common citizen, in Iceland, as I assume in all Scandinavian countries, there is no the division of people by the amount of their possessions. Surely I haven't been that close to Icelanders in order to figure this out fully, but comparing to what I have seen in Ukraine and comparing to what I'm seeing here in this country, I can tell you that it is so. It's definitely much more equal in this sense. However, the only thing which differs between you having all these things which you need for existence and pretty normal living on the stranded island and the things which you now require to feel okay in the society is basically your relative perception of where you stand in this ladder, which doesn't exist. It exists only in your mind. And I highly believe that there is some intention behind the content which the masses are being exposed to, as well as we are the masses, by the way, just not get all weird over here. There is that interesting narration, in my opinion, that makes majority of people just remain within that imaginary box of that. You can't walk up and talk to that girl you like. You can't walk up to that guy you think you can make business with, or you can't just start the business, fail, start the business again and fail, start the business again and fail, because you have this imaginary record of things in your brain, which then is extrapolated onto your status in the herd, which essentially is inexistent in our days. Yes, again, it exists in forms of money, perhaps your behavior, which is the next point I'm going to make, because this will blow your mind. Because I haven't added one thing, which I guess you will gonna need on that island where you are completely alone. You kinda wanna have the sexual partner. And surely God has created this incredibly interesting feature, which I think you now understand as I am moving my upper limbs in this way. However, the other interesting part of sex is that it, for us men, it is rather the way to feel as a part of community and as the way to increase our imaginary perceptive value of ourselves. Again, due to the numbers, because that's X amount of chicks I have slept with, or yeah, again, that's X amount of dollars I have made, which translates into basically amount of business I have done with other people. You see, essentially what we are going to is how other people are perceiving us. And surely, in case you would love to, not necessarily being the cog in the system, but again, still just exist within the paradigm of getting higher grades or purchasing the other car of some other brand with some other label on it, or again, I don't know, drinking from bottles with cooler labels on them. As long as you wanna have your self-esteem, confidence, and all these things which we name when we have these happiness juices in our body being attached to the consumer culture, then you should continue doing this. It's okay. The only thing which I think consumer culture does well, is that it's certainly great indicator of the persistence and high energy of the person, because let's be honest, in order to get Lambo, you do need to work a lot. You do need to usually come out of the just typical way of thinking and create something new. Yet the main fallacy which we all fall into, especially me, is that we think that Lambo breeds confidence. Meanwhile, from my experience of, I guess, getting the lifestyle in at 20 years old, which I was supposed to get as a good guy in the system in Ukraine at the age of perhaps 35 or 40, or maybe never, with inflation, then after all these interesting procedures which occurred in my mind, I can definitely tell you that even if you do go after the Lambo, or what else, hot girls, big house, and something else, confidence. Confidence. I hate this marker, even though I'm really grateful for it. Confidence. Oh my lord. Breeds Lambo. I will even say the word manifests. It manifests the Lambo. Just a sec. Yeah, eventually. I have checked out that on the previous video it didn't look right when I used the blue marker like this. It was too thin for you to see, but now it also doesn't look really pretty, but at least more recognizable. And again, perhaps you should watch some of the videos on this channel, because as I now get a bit closer to the truth, or what I think is the way reality kind of works, is that I have done some bunch of weird stuff. I laid on the ground in public. I ran up to some random female strangers in the center of Reykjavik, telling them pickup lines. At school, I came up to girls and tried to pick them up with ChatGPT. And what else? Something, that's my sounds like a great resume, by the way. Curriculum vitae. And I guess the reason why I was doing this was just to kind of break out of my old patterns of thinking, because in Ukraine I used to be just a high achiever at school and perhaps a video gamer. Yeah, that's all what I was doing. Basically, quite interesting way of living for masculine guy like I am. So high grades at school, high score of kills in CSGO during the evening time. Actually, I sucked. And also, I'm quite bad at CSGO. And despite all these things, I can tell you that it doesn't matter what kind of lifestyle you obtain. Yeah, and also I would love to add the other thing. Surely I don't know, I hate all these metrics, normie, sub 5, Chad. If you watch some of RSD stuff, you will see that in fact you can be balding ginger with belly, yeah, or oven cook, and you can pick up the hottest girls just simply by being charismatic and not giving a fuck. Me, I'm definitely far from being Casanova, and considering my religious upbringing, I assume I will never be, and actually, as I more and more see where this desire for constant attention from different women comes from, I do not want to that much, but I still want. So I can tell you that at school I am kind of known for being a YouTube guy, and sometimes I have like girls looking at me like this and asking to sit with them at the table. But for some reason, when I got this, I felt so much pain inside, because I realized that I was just a puppet moved by these inexistent, quite empty desires for materialistic possessions, as well as recognition from people whom I don't care about. That's true. And I hope that the story, which I have told you in this video, has provoked some new ways of thinking in your brain. Perhaps you reconsidered just automatically some experiences from your life by looking at it from the new perspective. And if there is something you take from this video, is that thank God for the features, and also that nothing can replace the ability for you to express yourself freely and have the mind which is centered in God, but not being poisoned with this incredibly sweet temptations given to us by some other entities. I do not think that there is a guy with horns, but not God. Let's say not God, just by something else. Therefore, perhaps you can watch the previous video of mine, just the latest one before this. I love this concept in programming, by the way, Jack. This dot video. You can watch that one, and there I actually give you, I recommend you, yeah, I'm not being pushy, I just order you to do 2 things which definitely helped me to reach this point. So in case you want to get the mental wheels flying in the way you see they are doing in my brain, then do those things. And I highly what do I want to say? I am highly sure that that will change your life forever, and you do not even have to pay me a penny. Thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe, press the like button, send this video to someone who may benefit from it. I have been covering this phrase the whole time, so societal trance, Lambo confidence. Yeah. You realize that nothing can replace my ability to just draw on this board whatever the heck I want and just yep in front of the camera. So we have already arrived. The glorious times are already here. Not the based oratory skills are still here, but apart from them, everything is already present. So are you. And the last thing which I would love to recommend you, like the drop of value I can give you right now, is I have read the book by I don't remember the name of the author, but I guess his surname is Hudson, and the book is called The Levels of Energy. And surely that's just very, very, very particular view onto how the reality works of one individual. However, I did resonate with it, and the idea states that there is a energy scale from 30 to 1000, and literally 1000 is God, 30 it's the emotions of the lowest realms, such as guilt, shame, so basically some hell realms, and the author states that the sound om resonates on the frequency of about 820 points. Let's call this metric this way. So just 5 seconds. Crap, I only imagine how weird it all looks like from the side viewpoint, but I can promise you it just mumming this sound did reduce the noise in my brain, so I hope it did in yours as well. This video was supposed to end like X minutes ago. However, what time even is? Thanks for watching and subscribe.